We are back in 1986, continuing our look at the Mask toy line by Kenner. Previously, we started our look at Series 2 with Venom's touring cycle / turbojet, Vampire. This time, we'll be looking at another Series 2 vehicle, Mask's 57 Chevy / Field Command Post, Hurricane, here on Creed's Collection. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Creed's Collection. Today we're checking out Hurricane from the 1986 toy line Mask by Kenner. Hurricane is the second vehicle driven by Mask agent Hondo McLean. His original vehicle, Firecracker, was destroyed in episode 29 of the cartoon, and that was when Hurricane was introduced. Originally, and for many episodes, Hurricane was known as Night Stalker, but the name was changed for the toy release in 1986. And this is most likely due to the Night Stalker serial killer who is responsible for at least 13 homicides in 1985. And now that we know a little bit more about Hurricane, let's go ahead and take a closer look. So right off the bat, the first thing I want to point out is how nice all the chrome finish still is on Hurricane. Other than this one blemish here, the grille looks amazing. In addition to the chrome, all the flame decals have held up very well, and these straight pipes down the side give Hurricane a very aggressive look. I think the rims look stellar, and again, the chrome has held up really good on both of them. And also down here on the fin, that looks fantastic. Now we come around to the back, you can see the bumper has a tiny bit of chrome loss right there, and that's because the bumper is a button, but we're going to come back to that a little bit later. Now you may be surprised to know, but the vehicle's actually quite heavy, even though it's made out of plastic, and it has rubber tires, so it rolls like a dream. Just perfectly. Now that pretty much covers everything in the 57 Chevy mode of Hurricane, but before we transform it, let's go ahead and take a look at the included pilot, Hondo McLean. Hondo is a high school history teacher when he's not on missions with Mask. He is also an expert in chess and tactical strategy, weapons, off-road driving, and field strategy. His knowledge of history is helpful as Venom's plans often include historical treasures or mythical artifacts. And now that we know a little bit more about Hondo McLean, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Here's a better look at Hondo without his mask, which is called the Blaster 2 mask, and it fires supersonic laser rays. I thought all laser rays were supersonic since light is much faster than sound. Oh well. And here's a much closer look at the Blaster 2 mask, which makes me think of a frog, or maybe even a dinosaur, because it's got these ridges here on the side, kind of like Godzilla. Pretty cool looking. Hondo got a new mask, the Blaster 2 mask, at the same time as when he got Hurricane. Now I'll go ahead and check out Hondo's articulation. The knees have a 90-degree bend, and the hips allow for nearly a split, which is pretty nice. Now here on the arm can go up and down, but it can also do a full 360 if you want. Head can move left and right, and that's it. That covers all 7 points of articulation on Hondo. Okay, we're about to transform Hurricane, but real quick I want to show you something on the box, which I actually own. Right here it says 57 Chevy changes to Field Command Post. That's a tank. I don't know who you're trying to kid with Field Command Post, but it's a tank. Anyway, here's the top of the box. Here's the bottom of the box, and here's the back of the box. If you want to take a look at any of these more in depth, go ahead and pause now. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and transform Hurricane into his tank mode. Oh my bad, field outpost mode. So here in the front, you want to pull up the night vision scope, and then you want to take the headlights and go ahead and pull those out as well. Those are 2 of your guns. Now once that's complete, you want to actually grab the car by the roof here, and you're going to turn it 45 degrees to the left, and that allows the bottom section to pop out and the additional wheels to pop out. Now you take the roof and open it, and the main turret pops open, and you're able to fold out the mini cutting laser turrets. And that just leaves one final step. Here on the bottom, you want to slide out the broad saw blade out of the back. And there you go. We have got a fully transformed Hurricane. While we take a look at Hurricane's tank mode in 360, I just want to talk about how much I love Mask toys. They're outlandish, they're over the top, but their designs are fantastic. I'm a huge fan of any toy that transforms from one thing to another, and Mask Toys took it to a different level because everything else pretty much turned into robots in the 80s. Alright, let's go ahead and take a closer look now. You can see the Mask logo there, and up there on the grill is the night vision scanner, and I'm pretty sure that's why it was originally called Night Stalker. Now here on the front you've got the infrared blasters, and this is the Gale Force howitzer. This is where you stand if you want to man the mini cutting lasers. And then here on the bottom you've got the extra wheel that pops out, and the back has the broad saw blade. Now this is the spare tire, also known as the Terror Spare Landmine, which fires off by pushing this button. Whew, just like that. Oh my gosh, that took off. Alright, let's hit Hondo. Oh, Hondo, you got lucky, buddy. Let's see that again in super slow motion. Whew, he felt the wind off that one. Now, the gun turret, the idea is that like a tank, it can turn any direction. But unfortunately, the toy only allows for a very small range of motion and won't actually do a 360. Now, of course, Hondo can fully sit inside the car if need be, but he has pegs here so you can have him man the turret as well. Here's a quick look at the inside of the cockpit so you can see the stickers that represent his controls. And here's the stickers that are on the inside of the turret. And here's a shot of Hondo pegged into the gun turret, manning the mini cutting lasers. Now I want to touch on one of my favorite things about Hurricane, and that's the fact that the wheel that pops out has the same rims as all the rest. Kenner could have totally cheaped out here, and they didn't, and I'm glad because it looks amazing. And they took it one step further by fully licensing Goodyear tires and putting them on the car. An unexpected level of detail that really elevates the entire toy. And last but not least, even in tank mode, it rolls perfectly. Now we'll take a look at the copyright information. On the bottom of Hurricane you can see Kenner Parker Toys 1986, and on the back of Hondo's leg, Kenner Parker Toys 86. And now for our He-Man size comparison. Mask toys are pretty small, but they pack in so many amazing play features and levels of detail that I can forgive them. And right now He-Man is wishing he was a bit smaller because he would love to take that Chevy for a spin. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for Hurricane from the 1986 toy line Mask by Kenner. I didn't have Hurricane as a kid, but one of my best friends did, so I got to play with it a lot. And I was really happy when I tracked this one down because it's in such good condition, and I'm happy to add it to my collection. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday, so hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.